Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Today, we have an interesting episode for you guys, so make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, let me get into this here. So y'all know the Warriors right now are on the cusp of winning their fourth NBA championship, I believe, in at least the last 10 years, right? I was watching the game last night. And the Boston Celtics, man, there's nothing else I can say. These guys with the turnover, I was like, okay, whatever. So we all know that the Warriors now seem as if they're going to win the NBA championship. And if they do, they will definitely solidify their position amongst the pantheon teams in NBA history as one of the dynasties, for sure, right? They'll be right up there with the San Antonio Spurs, the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. They're going to be right up there, right, with all of those championships. And the three cornerstone players of that run are Draymond Green, who's there, Klay Thompson, and Stephen Curry. And ever since the Warriors made it back to the NBA Finals, there's been a lot of discussion in the sports world, specifically the NBA world, around where would Stephen Curry rank if he were to win his fourth NBA championship and his first Finals MVP. Some people have said that he would probably be neck and neck with LeBron. And now some people are saying that if he wins his fourth ring, he's definitely going to become a top 10 player of all time. And yesterday, we were able to listen to what Shaq had to say. I believe it was on ESPN First Take. And he weighed in to the discussion. And we want to play some of the comments that Shaq had to make about where he believes Stephen Curry would rank all time if he were to win his fourth NBA championship. So for those of you who missed some of the comments that Shaq had to make yesterday on ESPN First take a listen to some of the things that Shaq had to say here. Then we're going to really come back and unpack this thing. Take a listen to that.
My goodness. All right, Shaq, let's get into it here. We got a few questions for you. Well, I want to start with Curry. So obviously he put on a show Friday, dropping 43 and 10, evening the series. Do you think a fourth title puts him in your company? I'm talking top 10 all time.
He's already in my company. Me and Steven had this conversation before. With so many great guys before us and even guys coming after us, some guys have their own special category that you can't mess with. For example, when it comes to the most dominant, Wilt, myself, the GOAT, you always got Kobe, LeBron, and Mike. When it comes to the greatest shooter of all time, Steph Curry is in there by itself. So, does that make him top 10? In my opinion, it does. I love the way he plays the game. He plays with great energy, great passion. And you knew that as great as a player he is, that he was going to have a game like that. He needed to have a game like that for them to win. And that's what great players do.
Well, Shaq, if you're going to have him in your top 10, who the hell do you take out? Yourself? Wilt? Russell? Tim Duncan? Who do you take out? Bird? Who?
The top 10 list is kind of difficult to make, so I think like we should always put it in categories: top 10 guards, top 10 forwards, top 10 centers. But is he a top 10 player? Yeah. You got to take out somebody. You ain't gonna take me out, but you got to take somebody out.
So that's what Shaq had to say about Stephen Curry. And as you heard, when Stephen A. Smith asked him, who do you bring out of the top 10, he kind of was at a loss for words, right? Because most people do not answer that question. They say he's going to be a top 10 player, forgetting that there are already 10 players. So if he's going to be in the top 10, someone has to come out for it to be 10, unless you're talking about the top 11, right? So here are my thoughts on this. I'm not even going to argue the neck and neck argument between him and LeBron, because I think it's just a total waste of time. I'm not even going to get into that. So total waste of my time, right? And I think it's hilarious, or it's ironic, that I defend LeBron on that particular topic, and some people call me a LeBron hater, which pretty much lets me know that a bunch of people are just a bunch of morons out there. That's all it is. I'm being objective. Everything I've said about LeBron, I try to be objective about it. And if I'm a LeBron hater, how the hell could I be defending him here, right? So people are going to say whatever the hell they want to say. I had to block one clown the other day on Twitter. Kept on posting on everything. I'm like, bro, why are you stalking me? Anyway, let me get back to this here. So people keep saying, or some people are saying, that Stephen Curry is going to be a top 10 player. Fine. So who comes out of the top 10? You got to answer that. You can't just throw that out and then say, well, somebody. No. If you had the balls to say he's going to be in the top 10, then also have the courage to say who you're going to remove. Now, let me give you guys a list of my top 10 players, right? I got Michael Jordan at number 1, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar number 2, Kobe Bryant at number 3, Shaq at number 4. I used to have LeBron there. I'm going to tell you guys in a minute why. I have Magic Johnson at number 5, Tim Duncan at number 6, LeBron at number 7, Larry Bird at number 8, Bill Russell at number 9, and Hakeem Olajuwon at number 10. Now, originally, I had LeBron at number 4, right? LeBron was the number 4th player in NBA history to me, but after what I saw last year, with 3 top 75 players on the roster, 2 healthy top 75 players at least for the majority of the season, that team not even able, with 5 Hall of Fame players, and not even be able to make it into the play-in tournament. Meanwhile, you had the Clippers who did not have Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George, last time I checked, is not a top 75 player, and they made it into the playoffs, and the Lakers didn't. No. That type of losing is inexcusable, and if I'm going to make an excuse for him, I have to go through the top 10, or at least the top 5, and think of other players that had that type of losing on their record, and I can't think of anybody when they had that much talent next to them. I couldn't, so why would I keep him in the top 10? Some people disagree, whatever, but there's just no way. There's no way I could justify having him ahead of Shaq, Tim Duncan, and Magic Johnson. Now, some people can. If you're going to do it, that's totally fine with me, but you also have to explain that losing. You got to explain it. And don't give me the thing about he's 30 years old or 35 or 36 or whatever it is. Because if you were to win, because the same people that's going to say he's old are the same people going to tell you about the great numbers that he put up last. So which one is it? Right? So to me, that was my reasoning. Some people disagree. That's your business. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. But back to the original point that I was making. If you put Stephen Curry in the top 10, who are you going to bring out? Now, I think the person, at least if we're going to go off my list, that we would then have to look at is Hakeem Olajuwon, because there's no way in hell you have anybody has an argument that you're going to bring Bill Russell out of the top 10, Larry Bird, you got to be smoking something hot, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and you know what? People are so out of it that I guarantee you there's some people out there that would actually say they would rather put Stephen Curry in the top 10 and bring out Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. There's some people out there that would say that they would put Stephen Curry in the top 10 and bring out Magic Johnson or LeBron or Tim. Y'all know that there are people out there like that. There are people out there like that. That thought just occurred to me. I had to throw it out there. So if you're going to talk about Hakeem Olajuwon, some people say, bring out Kareem. Really? I mean, Hakeem. Is it so easy to just bring out Hakeem? Let me give you guys a quick comparison with Hakeem. Let me just give you guys, first of all, let me give you guys Stephen Curry's career averages. He's scoring about 24.3 points per game for his career, 1.7 steals, 6.5 assists, 4.6 rebounds. He's a 90% free throw shooter. I think he leads, I think that's an NBA record, right? He's a 42.8%, 42%, 43%, let's say a three-point shooter for his career, 47.3%, which is impressive field goal percentage for his career. Those are his stats. If you look at his accomplishments, overall accomplishments, they're a lot, right? He's a 3-time NBA champion, 2-time regular season MVP, 8-time All-Star game MVP, 4 All-First Team, 3 second, 1/3. So he's been on 8 All-NBA teams. Western Conference Player of the Year. They just released that. He's won 2 3-point shooting contests, led the league in scoring 2 times, led the league in steals in 2016, and been a part of the 50-40-90 club. That is very impressive, right? Obviously Hall of Fame. But for the people that are just going to say, well, bring out Hakeem. Let me give you all Hakeem stats too, for the people that may not know. Hakeem is scoring for his career 22 points per game, 21.8 points per game, right? So pretty similar, 2 points lower. But for his career, he's getting you, think about this. Hakeem, for his career, averaged 3.1 blocks per game. 3.1. One season, he averaged 4.6. The next season, he averaged 3.9. Then he averaged 4.3. Then he averaged 4.2. That's madness. Okay, he averaged 1.7 steals, which is the same as Stephen Curry. 2.5 assists. Obviously, Curry's a point guard. He averaged 11.1 rebounds for his career. 1 year, he averaged 13. The next year, he averaged 14 rebounds a game. He shoots 71% from the free throw line, 20% from the three as a center, and he shoots 51%. And he shoots 51% from the field. Now, if you look at his career accomplishments, His career accomplishments, Hakeem is a 2-time NBA champion, but he's also a 2-time Finals MVP. Okay, he has a regular season MVP award. He's a 12-time All-Star. He's been on 6 All-First teams, 3 second, 3 third. So he's actually been on what? 9, 12. He's been on more All-NBA teams than Stephen Curry, but Stephen Curry is still playing, so we grant him that. He won 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He's been on 5 All-First defensive teams, 4 second defensive teams. He's been on 9 All-NBA defensive teams. He led the league. Think about this. He led the league in blocks 3 times, and he led the league in rebounding 2 times. That is a very stellar resume. And if your only argument is that he revolutionized, that's not a very good argument. You're not going to use that to dismiss this record, this career. And when they asked Michael Jordan if he had to go play a game of pickup, who would he want on his team? He always picks Hakeem. Hakeem Olajuwon is no slouch. So are we so certain that we're going to remove Hakeem? And I didn't even mention Wilt, because Wilt Chamberlain in his career, well, let's bring up his stats, right? Because people got to go through this. You just can't get up, get hype, eat a bucket of chicken, and all of a sudden you're excited. No, Wilt Chamberlain averaged 30.1 points for his career, 4.4 assists, 23 rebounds a game, 22.9 rebounds a game, 50% from the free throw line, 54% from the field, and he played for his career 46 minutes per game. If you look at his career accomplishments, obviously he has a 100-point game, but he's a 2-time NBA champion, Finals MVP, 4-time regular season MVP, 13-time All-Star, All-Star game MVP. He's been on 7 All-First NBA teams, 3 second, 2 third. He's been on 13 All-NBA, 12 All-NBA teams. Rookie of the Year, he led the league in scoring 7 times, led the league in rebounding 11 times, led the league in assists as a center once. So are we so sure that we're going to catapult Stephen Curry into the top 10? Because really, if we're just going off of my list, your argument is against Hakeem and Wilt. And there are people that have Wilt Chamberlain in the top 10, not Hakeem. So the argument is against those 2 guys. And it's not like, oh, yeah, Stephen. No, it's not. Those guys were some hell of a basketball players. So really the question is this. If you have Stephen Curry making it into the top 10 of all time at the end of the season, if he wins an NBA championship, who are you bringing out? And when you bring that person out, please leave an explanation as to why. And your explanation cannot be, he revolutionized the game. That is not an argument. It's not, because that has nothing to do with the accomplishments of those guys. Revolutionizing the game does not mitigate the accomplishments that those guys did. It doesn't remove it. It doesn't delete them. You got to still account for them.